Hey everyone. So I'm just doing an update recorded because I couldn't get the live stream working today. So typically I do this on a Tuesday at 10:10. I think I'm going to move it to later in the week, but I'll let you know because a few people have got used to the regular schedule, which is great. I haven't had any specific questions come through, so I've just got a few updates I want to give you. So this will be a quick one. So I just want to go through the flare updates, just recapping what's come out in the community video around the why, F assets and the Z assets. And StellarX, a few of you had trouble connecting with Lobster, so we'll just go through that. Just want to go recap on the membership. A few people have reached out. I've talked about it a lot, but some people are like, well, what is it? What are you talking about? How do I get started? What's included? Talk about the protocols, 17, 18, 19. And I really want to talk about learning crypto and any fears that are coming up because of this overwhelming amount of information, and a lot of us are down rabbit holes. We've got multiple Telegram threads set up. We're also on Meta, Facebook. We're also on Instagram. It's a little bit overwhelming at the moment. And so interesting enough, people are actually saying, I'm overwhelmed, I'm not getting it, I'm not picking it up. And the thing is with learning crypto, it's bit by bit, just keep plodding away at it. Because remember, it's all new jargon. I started 12 months ago and I literally, sometimes I go into threads and I think, what are they talking about? And it takes me a couple of days to kind of get used to it. And then maybe I have to Google a word or, something like that. So okay, so let's start with Flare. So just updating. So the Flare assets that have been confirmed are our favorite XRP, XLM, Dogecoin, and Litecoin. So what I know is of those, if we are investing those and pulling those, here's our active income, which is we'll get rewarded in Flare, which is the Spark tokens. Okay, and what I know right now is the ratio is 1 to 2.5. So XLM, XRP, and Doge will have their own reward pool, and my understanding is that Litecoin will have a separate reward pool, and I don't know what that's going to look like right now. Just getting you ready. And then the Y assets are the wrapped assets or on different chains or from other networks. So just going back to the F assets as well, there could be Algo or ADA coming on board, so that would depend on your government's vote. So you get the say there. I know which one I want. So Y assets, Algo, ADA, ETH, Telcoin, Celsius, Gala, SHIB, Sanchu, USDT, USDC, Binance, BNB, Pancake, XDC, Zinfin, PAC, Protocol. Many of us had PAC Protocol probably 6 or 8 months ago. So just hold on to it. And Casino Coin, of course. So what I've understood from the community video, and you can go and watch that, that's readily available on YouTube, is that the Y assets, the rewards won't be the same. I guess you won't be rewarded in Spark tokens, as far as I know. So I don't know what that reward pool is going to look like. But the way that it was said is that you're much better off to start, accumulating your F assets. And the other one was Z assets, which is really interesting because Panther Protocol I've been watching for quite some time, but I was never able to get on their ICO. And I just couldn't work it out, like it was quite complex. And in my community, we just say, just push buttons. I was just pushing buttons and couldn't quite work it out. But anyway, I'm set up now and I've bought on Qcoin. So you can actually invest in Panther on Qcoin, and Flare Community just announced that it would be that protocol would be, I don't know if it's going to be their token, it's going to be a Z asset, or they're building the technology out in terms of rewards. I don't know. What I do know is that Qcoin was going to charge me almost half my investment to actually withdraw into the Panther Protocol ecosystem to get staking and get rewards. So I left it there. But, there's this big shout out to get everything off exchanges, and oh my gosh, the fees. But what I wanted to bring up with that is there's a lot of fear in the community. There's words of overwhelm being used. And yes, there's a lot of information being thrown at us and all this stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm learning it too. Like every day, you could literally be busy 24/7 just learning crypto. And not all of us have that time or that energy or that capacity. So what I invite you to do is just bit by bit, just keep learning. Just, there's so much free information out there. Just be guided and clear the space like you would your home. Feng shui your environment, feng shui your headspace. Are you in a conducive environment to learning? Are you scared that you might not get it all? Are you scared you're going to miss out? Are you scared that your portfolio, you're not going to get your original investment back? Like all these fears take up capacity and take up bandwidth. in your headspace, in your cognitive function, and then you just like stop, overwhelmed, don't even look at it. And that's the worst position you could be in right now, because now is the time to dive in and just slowly start learning. Okay, so you'd be surprised at what you pick up. Repetition is incredible. And if you just sort of set the intention that you are an incredible learner and, you know, you learn with ease and flow, then everything's just going to roll for you. StellarX issues with Wallet Connect Lobster. So for those who are in this space and they're in the liquidity pools on StellarX, then a few people have had trouble connecting. And I think with Wallet, is it Wallet Connect? Yeah, so they're in beta testing. So what I suggest is disconnect every connection that you have and then just do a new connection with the barcode. So I have it on desktop and then I'm using my phone. So you can kind of play like that. A lot of the women that I work with in my community are actually just completely using apps and on their phone all the time. I personally prefer to have a bigger screen, even though my laptop's not really that much bigger, but it just helps me to be able to use the two-factor authentication, for example, to use the barcoding. I just find it easier. So yeah, that's just what has worked for me to get Wallet Connect to function as it really quickly and as it should. I have to say I'm super impressed with StellarX. It's, if you just have a navigation around there, press buttons, and just play around there and see what you can do. You can also see all those transactions that are coming through on Lobster. You can see all the transactions listed, and you can see what the issuer address are, and you can claim on there as well. It's much easier in that like long list to be able to see rather than Lobster on the app. All these transactions, you don't know what's legit. I just found that really easy. What else do I want to go through? What else we got? I did want to just quickly give you my perspective on the Iraqi dinar and the currency revaluation. So I did listen, and I can't remember where I heard this perspective. It might have been Pippis investments. I really love he does free YouTube videos if you want to sort of tune in. But he talked about, the dinar kind of more of a slow rollout. So a lot of people think that if they've got currency notes and they're going to be one of the, those currencies that are going to be revalued as part of the Jasara and Nasara. And they're going to hold a meeting, and it could be tomorrow, it could be next week or whenever. They've got to get ready for the meeting, and they're going to hand over their notes, and they're all going to get counted, and then it's going to get like millions back. I personally think that it's going to be a slow, and I really did resonate with what he said there on Pippis Investments channel. He talked about, so around, for example, say it's 1450 dinar to $1 and I wrote it down. He says it's sort of moving slowly. So say then it moves down to 1190 dinar per $, then it moves down to 1050 dinar to $1. You're getting the drift. So, it's an approximate sort of 27.5%. Well, he calculated it. I can't take credit for that because that would just hurt my brain. But it's like 27.5% kind of slow transition revaluation. That would make a lot of sense to me. Like that just, to start, so eventually the dinar is worth the same as the dollar. I mean, who are we to say that, certain countries' currency is not worth the same and equal value? Like that's just, it's time, right? So, and remember those countries that have been suppressed for so long, they're the ones that first will be, I guess, what's the word? Like, I can't even think of the word, but it's like justice will be served is all I can think of. Okay, so all these people are like scrambling, getting all their notes and getting all their physical gold and silver and the stashing. Just tune in and see what's behind all that. You're panicking because you're worried you're going to miss out and things like that. So that's a perspective on the revaluation and how it will happen, a slow transition. What else did I want to share? Yeah, what other questions have you guys got? Because I didn't have anything specific come through in the community. What I wanted to do is just quickly address fears and the uncertainty and the doubts. And what we know, and there's some research to suggest that, sort of toxins, pathogens, viruses can actually change the vibration and frequency of the body. Look, there's no surprises there. And what happens is you become an ultimate host in the body for like these illnesses that manifest out of that. And it generates from fear of the unknown, because I mean, face it, like you can watch as many tarot readers as you like, but really no one really knows how this is going to roll out and play out. There's so many different dynamics at play here, so many moving parts. And it's really important to start clearing these fears before we do get the wealth, before we are custodians or stewards of wealth. And remember, if you're going first, remember that like 1% in crypto, and then who's in lobster, and you know, who's really, you know, tuning into this stuff, who's committed to it, who's paying attention every day. Not many. So you will be a wealth steward. And so if you have fear around holding money, or if you have any fears around, you know, have I chosen the right cryptos? Is my portfolio going to set me up for long-term wealth? Then all that stuff is just going to be holding capacity and affecting your ability to learn as much as possible. So even if you take it as an education process, then we're winning, right? We're absolutely winning. So if I've had a few comments this week saying, well, I'm just going to leave crypto for now, and then I'll come back to it later. Well, there'll be new systems, new platforms, completely new investments, and like who knows who will be teaching it. Because I can tell you, those who are leading and teaching and influencing now, most of them don't want to do crypto once XRP goes out. Okay, so they want to be doing humanitarian projects and things like that. So I invite people to start learning. And if you learn crypto, then you can really decode world events. It really does change your life on many different dimensions. I think that's all I've got. Yeah, that's all I've got for now. So if you've got any questions, let me know, and I'll do an update, likely same time, just I'll go live on a different day, just to make it easier for people coming off the weekend and they've got a few more days. Let's just see, because sometimes even people say, oh, you know, I can't do Tuesdays, but then if you did Thursdays, and they're like, they can't do Thursdays either. So you remember, when lives are run, then you can catch them anytime. Just schedule time in your diary, and it might clarify something that you were thinking about. It might prompt another question. You might get a question from, or you might see a narrative or a news story and you need more clarity, and you're like, how does this counteract with, how does this work with what you're posting? And that reminds me, so when I post on Digital Intel Women, I usually give you half the story, and then in the membership, then I give you the other half of the story. Okay, and then I help and guide you actually what to do with that narrative. So on Digital Intel Women, it is really self-directed and self-learning. If you love learning that way, a lot of people do. But if you really want the guidance and you really want more help to actually fine-tune your intuition and really focus on digital assets and building your portfolio, then it's the membership is really where you want to be. And there's beginners in there, there's advanced in there, there's all types of different dynamics, business women, there's people who are working full time, so all different dynamics. And it's just, I tell you what, everyone's got an excuse for not learning in this space. And so I just invite you to just come forward and just be open to what's possible. And you know, if I can learn it, anyone can learn it.